Coolest thing, I'm backstage with the Smooth Jazz Cruise. We have just completed 2 weeks of sailing, and I'm hanging out with Rick Braun.
Dane Butcher.
What's going on, man? You did a golf thing this week. I was talking to Candy earlier. She did a regatta in Cozumel.
Right.
And this is the first year we've ever done shore excursions that the artist has hosted. And you went out and played golf. And it wasn't just about golf, because there were some other things out there.
There was some Don Julio tequila at the end of the golf.
And even though I wasn't going there, I was talking about the alligators.
The alligators. I went right to the Don Julio at the end because...
Which is where we're going right after this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got it. But yeah, this was amazing. I mean, the course, I was in Cozumel, and it was just gorgeous. It was nice that we had 2 days there. It was nice to have the time to have an excursion, and we went out, and it was real popular. The guys and gals had a great time. There was an alligator.
Sold out, by the way.
Sold out. There was a crocodile on the first tee, and this was not a small crocodile. He was sunning himself with the jaws open, just kind of showing off, you know. And the guy, the starter, very casually said, "There's a crocodile on T1. Just play around him," and we did. You know, he was very casual, so we adopted his casual attitude and just played around. Even though when we drove the cart past, he was, say, maybe 15 to 20 feet from the driver's side. I made sure to stay on the passenger side of the car.
There is no way. No. I wouldn't have gone near that.
And then there was like iguana gatherings throughout the course. The iguanas have they've built these little condos, these little holes in the rocks where they come out and check. Yeah, it's golf course view.
Nice.
Condos, and they're amazing, because some of them were like 2.5 feet long, and the variation in color was astounding. It was really something to see. So besides the golf, the scenery was absolutely breathtaking.
And you killed on this stage. I mean, your show has highs and lows, and when I say that, I mean that, because you start with coming through the crowd and jamming, and then you sort of go into some somber moments and some really nice ballads, and then you kick it back up, and the crowd loves it. Do you feed off them, or because you don't go on auto-tune?
No,
you just don't go on autopilot.
As a matter of fact, I play totally differently in front of an audience than I do in the studio, and that's why for me, I can't use in-ear monitors. The amount of energy that comes from the audience, the sound, the energy, the raw reinforcement that I get as a performer is the thing that kicks me in the butt and inspires me, you know. And I think most performers are like that. You know? The challenge I have is to not get too excited and to go over the top. I have to constantly pull it back, you know, and get back to the meat of the music. You know?
Now, speaking of going over the top, George Benson comes on. And on the second week is yourself, JB, Jonathan Butler, Marcus Miller's on the stage.
Yeah.
Your good friend David Sanborn, who you had dinner with many times.
Yes.
George is up there. You're all up there, jamming on Broadway.
Yes.
And your good friend did go over the top and gave you a fat lip.
He did.
What happened?
Well, I never took David for being a wide berth guy.
David Sanborn.
David Sanborn, I mean, I've played on stage with people who are wide berth. Rod Stewart would pick up a microphone and clear the area. You had to give him, and he'd take your head off if you were, so you knew, wide berth, stand back, you know.
How long were you with Rod, real quick?
I was with him about two and a half years.
Nice.
Yeah, 2.5 years, 89, 90, around that time. But David, all of a sudden, decided to raise his right hand to give a big cutoff, and bang, right in the back, my horn, in the back, into my lips, and it was like, oh God, here we go. I'm bleeding, and it was like, you know, cut me, Mickey. You know?
Now, unlike a guitarist or a keyboard player, because you do play with your mouth, if that happens, can you play still?
No, it's not good. Fortunately for me, my shows were over. If I would have had to do my shows, I would have been in trouble, because it takes a couple days for the swelling to go down and the pain to kind of resolve.
And what about cold sores? Because I live in Vegas, work with a lot of different people.
We've really got into the nitty-gritty.
No, because I want to know this. This is curious. Okay. I work with a lot of people in Vegas, and they are in a lot of different shows, and depending on their act, something like a cold sore, they would not be able to do their act.
Well, it's like anything else.
So with you, can you do that? I mean...
No, I mean you really can't. I mean if it hits the pressure point where the mouthpiece hits, it's incredibly painful, and the swelling stops the vibration because it's like a reed, like a saxophone player has a reed. Well, the reed for a trumpet player is their mouth, your lips.
Right.
So if that's not free to vibrate, if it's swollen or otherwise affected, you're really in trouble.
Because I thought that after you told me about David, and it was lucky that you got your shows out of the way.
Yeah, if my shows had not been out of the way, it would have been a problem.
I was wondering why you've been playing so much percussion since.
Yeah, exactly. I have like a few good notes, and then the percussion comes out.
But we had fun. I mean, we roasted you this year.
Yeah.
This was the first.
Yeah.
We had our 70s night.
Yes.
You went golfing. We did shore excursions.
Yep.
And the opening show. I mean, you and David were on the opening show. What was your favorite thing out of the 2 weeks?
Well, first of all, I love being on the opening show. Yeah. I love that because it gives me a chance to just really get out there. You hit the boat. You're excited to be here. The energy. Everybody's got that.
And you're a powerhouse. We want to start the cruise with like a bang.
Yeah.
That's our intention. So.
And I
great guy
purposely tailor my show with that in mind. Knowing that it's my job to come on and really
blow them away.
Yeah.
Literally.
Absolutely.
And figuratively.
Absolutely.
So out of the 2 weeks, what was the one thing, if you had to choose one thing, what would it be as your favorite?
I think this year more than any other year, I got to know everybody a lot better. I got to know David. I got to know Marcus. I got to spend more time with Candy, even though we've toured before. I've gotten to know Raul Madon. I've gotten to know so many great players. Got a chance to see my dear friend Jeff Golub. I think this is the unique thing about the cruise, and this is probably the thing that the audience picks up on and really loves, is the fact that we get to spend time together. And it's a very special moment for the artists as well as the guests. And I think they enjoy seeing different people just spontaneously show up on somebody's show.
Right.
That normally you'd never see out on the road, that person playing with that person.
Right. As opposed to pulling up in a car and getting up, doing the gig, coming back. They see you all eating together and having a cup of coffee and having a tequila
or two.
Oh, 3.
You're a professional. I'm just an amateur.
Now let me ask you just a couple of random questions. What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie right now is Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah?
Yeah, Crazy Stupid with Emma Stone and Steve Carell.
Yeah.
And that guy, I forget the guy's name, but really, really funny. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Oh, it's
I haven't had time, but there's a bunch of movies I'm meant to see.
When you see, you have to call me and let me know what you think. It's really fun.
Favorite album of all time?
Herbie Hancock, Headhunters.
Yeah.
Has to be. I mean, that's
pretty special.
That's one that just can take your breath away. It's a great record.
If I said to you today, tomorrow I'm going to send you on vacation for a week, you, your wife, the kids.
Yeah.
Where would you go?
Oh my gosh, where would I go?
I'm not, by the way.
Well,
but I'm hypothetically speaking.
Well, I love St. Bart's. I love St. Bart's.
It's beautiful.
I love St. Bart's, and Christiana, is German, and St. Bart's is the euro is the currency there, and it's very European. It's very, and who wouldn't want to go to an island where Uma Thurman might just show up at a bar? I mean, come on.
And I don't want to make you jealous, but I will be there on Thursday because I'm staying on to do the jazz cruise, and I'll be there. So I will think of you.
Would you?
And if I see Uma, I'll tell you said hi.
Okay.
And I'll have a tequila for you.
Have one drink with Uma for me, okay?
Man, it's been so much fun sailing with you over all the years, and we're going to continue to doing it. And I love you, love your wife, love your kids. It's been great.
Thank you.
Man,
thank you, buddy. Love you too, and it's always a joy. Always a joy.
Rick Braun, backstage, hanging out.